day to you wherever you're watching OGTV across the globe. I welcome you to your program, Peace and Conflict Resolution. My name is Seunfunmi. With me in the house, in the studio, I have Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade. He's a legal practitioner, as you know. Let me introduce to you my guest.
Good day, Oba. Good day, viewers.
You're looking so handsome these days.
We thank God.
Regards to Madam Ato.
We thank God.
Yes, viewers, that is Barrister Adegbenro in the house. Today we shall be looking into peaceful dialogue and protest. What are we talking about when we mention peaceful dialogue, protest, and why do we have protest on ground? And why can't we embrace dialogue? What has happened to dialogue? Why do we have protest going on here and there? Agitation up and down. These are many more we shall be looking into on the program, Peace and Conflict Resolution. Please, before we go on, we'll be going on a very short break, and when we come back, we will go dig deeper into the matter. Please don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. Peace and Conflict Resolution is still the show. I have my guest in the house, Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade. You're welcome. We're talking about peaceful dialogue and protest. Where is the place of dialogue, and why do we have protest everywhere? Agitation left and right.
Yes, thank you, Oba. Here we are in our Nigeria, our country. Well, it is the understanding of everyone that being a human being and being restricted by birth to a particular geographical location, in this instance Nigeria, the understanding of the very fact that being a citizen of Nigeria means that everyone has to enjoy some rights. And some of these rights are not things that government should necessarily make available. I'm trying to say this particular topic will find meaning if I now quote part of the this American Declaration of Independence, which says that government was instituted among men to secure life, liberty, and ensure pursuit of happiness. So in that instance, if all these ends are not achievable, if all these ends are not seen by the individual members of the society that are expected to receive this benefit as being mere individual in their country, then it finds expression in protest. It finds expression in conflict because of the high cries of inequality, because of the high cries of injustice, which are absent in all government activities that people can get to see. Like it was mentioned in World Index that Nigeria comes in a distant position with regards to corruption. And in that regard, if we cannot place ourselves, our activities in such a way that we get rid of bad elements that will not make us govern ourselves very well, adequately, and impact the lives of ordinary citizens in the country, then it has no meaning for anybody to proclaim that is governing a country. And in that regard, there will be protests, there will be agitations, because everybody knows that basic needs that everyone requires to live a normal, humanized life.
Thank you, Barrister. If I could ask you on that note, apart from going for protest, apart from agitation, is there any other way one can ask government to do this for us? Is there any way?
Let me try to disabuse our minds, especially viewers at home. And according to the laws of the land, protests are not illegal. They are a form of expressing the minds of the people, of the citizens. And it will be legal if it is done within the confines of the law. You know, most of the times people say what is in their mind. They carry placards. We don't want this, we don't want that. We want this, we want that. It's a system of feedback from the governed to the government that this is what we are feeling. Possibly government might not have the necessary feedback as a result of their many policies that they churn out every now and then. But if it is not making the desired impact, the required impact, the necessary impact on the normal average Nigerian in the country, definitely that will be a form of feedback system to the government that we are not okay with these policies. We are not okay with this arrangement. And in that wise, there will be a form of way that the citizens will speak out. Understandably, even before this protest that has come around just of recent, there have been advocacy every now and then. People have been saying it in talk shows like this, in symposiums, in lectures, in seminars, even on the internet, that, okay, what about bringing down the price of crude oil, bringing down the price of fuel, of energy, of food? Well, let there be security. There have been agitation with regards to that. And it will not stay as mere agitation as well if it does not find expression in coming out to state exactly that people are suffering.
Barrister, if I had a woman asking if a pronunciation could be made to increase fuel in a day, why can't a pronunciation be made as well to decrease the fuel price?
That's government. I think we lost that from the moment our refinery stopped working. The pronunciation or the capacity of the government to control it got lost at the moment all the refineries stopped working. And that brings us back to the issue of corruption. I understand that for every year in the national budget, there used to be an amount of money earmarked for turnaround maintenances of all the refineries, right from the time of General Babangida, right from the time of the military. Where did that money go? Was it particularly used for the turnaround maintenance to the point that when it got to around 1999, the whole thing packed up? So for somebody to now declare in one day that subsidy is gone is even beyond that particular person, because at the end of the day, a particular cartel is in the business of importing fuel. How they got their crude, and nobody knows. Nobody is saying it. Everyone is just speaking what they get on the internet. But you know, this crude is our own natural resources. If we could find a way to get it here, produce it here, and split it into the many products that comes out of it, then government can now say, I have a power to pronounce this is the price for fuel, this is the price for kerosene, this is the price for diesel. But declaring on such momentous occasion that subsidy is gone, I think it's a moment of saying this thing is beyond us now. And that is not even the essence of government. Government should be proactive. Look at what we have on ground. You try as much as possible to lessen the suffering on the average Nigerians. And subsidy came as a result of the high price of crude oil in international markets. By the time that crude oil is taken out, those that are bringing it back will sell it in the with foreign exchange, not our local naira, because it is no more something that's within the control of the Nigerian currency. So that's where the problem came. But a proactive government, a resourceful government, a modern government with very good network of outlook will look at a way to ameliorate the sufferings on the masses. Because when we look at it across board, energy carries the most fulcrum on which the society moves. I was at Iweroyin yesterday. I wanted to buy suya. I told the Hausa man, this your meat is getting reduced. He told me, do I have a farm that I have cow? The cows that they will be bringing from the north, will they walk by themselves? I kept quiet. And that's how you can imagine to that level, that's how it runs around. But if government cannot work out a situation and make everything under control, it will still go back to the system of corruption we have allowed to creep into our society. Because there are some people, like I mentioned earlier on, who are enjoying the proceeds of what comes out of that thing, and they will not want that system to stop. That finds definition in the abandonment of the refinery. Dangote built his own now. They cannot find crude. The fact that the president even came out to say that, okay, you will be given crude in Naira, means that there is intricacies behind it. Someone somewhere is not telling the truth in Nigeria. And society will move forward if we follow the ideas of justice, equity, and fairness. All these ideals carries about truth. But if you begin to run a government, begin to move a society on falsehoods, you get nothing than what we are presently. What we have, situation in which we were many years ago, we were still even saying it was hard. It was hard. I was seeing young when Victor Laya sang Ilule Okosowo Lode. We were still enjoying then. But what do we have now? I wonder what our children will get to meet when it is their turn. But it is not all bad. If we sit up now, tighten our belt, tighten our buba and shokuro, put on an agbada, and thinking cap, we'll get out of imbroglio.
If you are just joining us, it's still the program, Peace and Conflict Resolution. And you've been listening to a legal luminary, Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade. We'll be going on a very short break now. We'll be right back in a moment. Please don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show, Peace and Conflict Resolution. It's still the show. And I still have my guest in the house, Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade. Barrister Adegbenro, going by the policy of IMF and the World Bank, saying by the virtue of demand and supply rules, that Nigeria cannot control prices of goods, of whatever in the market. How do you see that? Or do you think there will be solution to control price in the circulation, even when those things are put in place?
Well, the international institutions you mentioned, World Bank and the IMF, every student of economics and politics will understand what they majorly stands for in Africa. In Nigeria's regards now, they have always been trying as much as possible with every government to have an inroad into our several policies so that they can control what goes on in the country. This country is a very blessed one. Very blessed with resources, with human, with material resources. Name it, we have it. Even without going abroad, without going anywhere, we can improve this country and do whatever every citizen wants in this regard. But listening to advice from those international institutions will lead us to nowhere. The average Nigerian is endowed with the talent, with the capacity to turn things around. I dare say that boldly. But if the wherewithal, not only in terms of money, but the environment for him to be able to achieve the potential is removed, then we won't have the particular expectations that everybody wants from the country. Because normally, the average citizens, like everybody always say, does not even want to bother who is the president or who is the governor. Insofar as he's able to feed his family, take care of himself, be attended to well when he's sick, have enough resources to send his children to school. If they are living that basic life and nobody disturbs them, they don't care what goes on. And you know, in that regard, they will have the capacity to be productive. Whether the person is a farmer, whether he's a teacher, whether he's a lecturer, a soldierman, a policeman, name it, all level of occupation, they will be able to produce their best. But if such things are being removed from them, what do you expect? Low productivity. And when there's a low productivity in the country, you cannot plan adequately to cover the needs of the country. And in that regard, if manufacturers cannot manufacture to their optimum, the supply will not be much. And if you don't have much supply, prices will be skyrocketing. Those are the basic economic policies that government needs to think about and try to work around. What are those things that shackles manufacturers from producing to the utmost best? And the manufacturers themselves will also look internally to look at their workers. Are they being paid well enough? Are they having the necessary equipment to work with? Are they having enjoyment in their work? Because if all these ones are removed, we are not going to have anything. And we'll still get back to that situation whereby you say, this is not enough, this is not enough, or the prices are skyrocketing. So everything is interwoven. Economic policies need to have human face. Economic policies need to be all encompassing, to look into every nooks and cranny to where the average human life will be enhanced to ensure development in the country.
Okay. Thank you, Barrister Adingbiro. You as a legal practitioner, there is crisis in the town, in the nation, left and right. And this we need to curtail, we need to put a stop to this crisis because it will take us nowhere. It will only give us setback. If you had to advise, how would you advise government? And what advice would you give to the protesters, the agitators?
Well, we are all in it. Government, the governed as well. I have mentioned it. Let us continue the advocacy. Let us continue the talks. Let us engage ourselves. And in such areas that that the government sees that it needs enhancement, let us particularly focus on that area as well. If they are able to do one or two things, gather eggheads, let them formulate policies and work and turn things around in that regard. People will see differences. People will see things turning around. And there will be less agitation. Definitely, if things are turning good again, there will be feedbacks. But don't forget the fact that as we have good, hardworking, law-abiding citizens in the country, we have daredevils as well. We have citizens who does not even want to work before they eat, who depends on inflicting harm on another people before they get to eat. So if we say protest, it may be hijacked. Because those criminals who have been hibernating before will find an avenue to come to the fore and begin to carry out their dastardly activities. But the real thing is engagement. Engage the government. I don't know. It seems really government and government functionaries are far removed from the citizens, and it should not be so. Apart from this particular feedback that is coming by way of this protest, what is the activities of the National Orientation Agency since they have been established? There used to be that time during the, I think, Babangida time when we had MAMSA. You see them taking leaflet all around. Even the ideals of the Constitution are put in those leaflets given to people all around. And come to think of it, that of Y as well, war against the discipline of, there was this badge that even every civil servant must wear as at that time, telling them that this is what is on ground now. That feedback system should keep going on. What does the government required of the citizens? These are the things we want. Put it in TV, put it in radio, put it in internet. People get to know whatever that the government wants. And the citizens as well can also give their feedback through all these means and avenue. Definitely we'll have a government that is closer to the people, not the kind of one that you are up there, the people here are suffering, and you are aloof. You don't know what goes on with them. And that will always give rise to agitations, which will always find expression by this means of protest. Let us dialogue. Let us discuss. Let us know what each and every individual wants. And come to think of it, look at the policies of that particular party before they got into power. What were in your manifesto? What do you have there? What did you plan to do for the citizens? Are you still on it? Educate us more on it. Not a government being the man, backstabbing, giving responses to rumors, giving responses to abuses. That is not what government should do. They should as well leverage the communication gap. Talk to them, you receive feedback from them, and manage the whole situation. That's what we should.
Thank you on that, your parting shot. Thank you, dear listeners and viewers, wherever you are. That has been Barrister Adegbenro Ogunbade doing justice to the topic, dialogue, peaceful dialogue, and the protest. He has told us why we need to shun protest and come to round table for dialogue, and how dialogue will put things put the right peg into the right hole and the benefits therein. Barrister Adegbenro, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you so much. Yes, this is where we will be drawing the curtain on the show on peace and conflict resolution this week. Until I see you next week, same time on same station, I want to beg of you, let us come to the round table. Let's appreciate dialogue and see how we can do away with protest because of the hijackers. I want to say on this note that peace be unto you.